Every day we're confronted with brands. Branding is more effective, powerful, and sustainable than marketing and sales, and an effective way to eliminate your competitors. It's about influencing others by creating a brand identity that associates certain perceptions and feelings with that identity. Branding isn't just for companies anymore. There's a new trend called personal branding. Successful personal branding entails managing the perceptions effectively and controlling and influencing how others perceive you and think of you. Having a strong personal brand seems to be a very important asset in today's online, virtual, and individual age. It is becoming increasingly essential and is the key to personal success. It is the positioning strategy behind the world's most successful people, like Oprah Winfrey, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Richard Branson, and Bill Gates. It's therefore important to be your own brand and to become the CEO of your life. There are two forms of personal branding, authentic and unauthentic, both developed by Dr. Hubert Rampersad. So let's take a look at the model. Step 1 is to define and formulate your personal ambition, which encompasses your personal vision, mission, and key roles, related to 4 perspectives that should be in balance: internal, external, knowledge and learning, and financial perspectives. It is about what you aim to achieve. Step 2 is to define and formulate your personal brand, which is a promise in harmony with your personal ambition, and subsequently use it as the focal point of your behavior and actions. Step 3 is to formulate your personal balance scorecard, a tool that translates your personal ambition and personal brand into manageable and measurable personal objectives. And finally, step 4 is to implement and cultivate your personal ambition, personal brand, and personal balance scorecard, because steps 1 to 3 have no value unless you implement them. As opposed to authentic personal branding, non-authentic personal branding does not look for mutual success, but rather focuses on selling and promoting oneself as an individual through selfish and egocentric manifestations. If you mainly focus on selling and promoting yourself, you will be perceived as egocentric, selfish, and as a unique jerk, and branding will be cosmetic and a dirty business. To put this into perspective, we asked the Dutch ex-Olympic speed skater Björn Nijhuis about his personal experience during his professional career with personal branding.
The definition of personal branding for me is the ability to project a particular personality, and that really is all encompassing. Not only your intentions as a person, but also your attitude, your outlook on life, and the projection of that to the outside world in a positive sense, in a sense that is going to help you achieve your goals in the marketplace, whatever your pursuits are.
We then asked Björn about the distinction between personal authentic and non-authentic branding, and if he applied both or only one, especially in communication with sponsors.
I'll preface my statement by first saying that I was a professional athlete in an individual sport, and for that reason the individuals in that sport were often very individualist and very focused on self-improvement and very ambitious. But if that isn't a variable, I can tell you that there has really been nobody in the entire history of my professional sports career, and I have known, I would say, all of the best speed skaters in Holland in the last 20 years, and trained with most of them. So, and of all of them, including characters like Jochem Uitenhage, Gerrit van Velde, Erwin Wennemars, I would say that none of them were able to correspond their true character, their true identity, successfully with a brand of themselves and a brand of their character, which they projected to the outside world. So there's never that balance between who they were and what they wanted to represent themselves as. There was always a disconnect there. There was always a personal athlete that I knew personally, the good and the bad, and then there was the public figure that was projecting himself to his fans, to the media, and also to the coaches and the sponsors that were supporting us.
Finally, we asked Björn if in the professional sports world one can simply amend his personal brand.
changing first impressions is very, very difficult. And I've realized through looking at many different figures in the sport that the first impression that the public gets of you is even more unforgiving than a personal impression that some individual might get of you, in the sense that once that impression has been made and once that image has been created, in order to try to break that down and redefine yourself is extremely difficult.
As stated in an article by Laird, Cheney and Sullivan, because personal branding offers such a startlingly overt invitation to self-commodification, the phenomenon invites deeper examination. Although in theory it sounds amazing, critical analysis of personal branding does reveal certain issues. Firstly, it stated in the previously mentioned article that personal branding has a primary, but not exclusive, audience of white, male professionals of middle age. Secondly, as stated in an article by Wee and Brooks, it appears that reflexivity, which is the ability to reflect on yourself and possibly amend your personal brand, might be an ability not everyone possesses, and furthermore, a trait not everyone is able to attain. As Björn Nijhuis mentioned, it is very hard to change people's first impressions, and it becomes even harder if personal branding is primarily meant for a certain audience and is not achievable for everyone. Therefore, one might wonder about the practical effectiveness of personal branding. However, apart from this criticism, personal branding yet remains a very powerful tool in achieving personal success in an increasingly competitive world. Good luck.